Something I've been wanting to tell you for a long time. It might hurt you. Hope you don't lose your mind. Well, I was just a boy, about 8 years old. You threw me a Bible on that Mississippi road. See, I love you, Papa. You did all you could do. And they say the truth hurts, so I lied to you. Yes, I lied to you. I love the blues.
Well, hello, nomads, and welcome to episode 159. My name is Brandon, and I'm the host for this episode. Why don't you join me here and go into this barn here where we have a little bit of a party. I got my friend Dave.
You keep dancing with the devil, one day he's gonna follow you home.
Damn right, Dave. And also in the back we got Eric on the guitar, on the resonator guitar.
There are legends of people who, with the gift of making music so true, conjure spirits from the past and the future.
I feel that. This is my horrible
sexy Southern voice.
Southern,
Oh boy,
cool Southern accent. Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about the movie Sinners, and this is going to be our fourth installment in our Spooktacular this month. And so far
Shocktober,
we've done-
excuse me.
What did I say? Yeah, Shocktober. And we've done Resident Evil 8.
Mm-hmm.
We did Tombad, which is an Indian horror film. And then last episode we did Uzumaki, which is a 4-piece horror anime. Very interesting.
All over the place.
But yeah, we
Very
have
nomadic
truly
as well.
been all over the place. So we're going into this basically reacting. I think we all watched this last night.
Yes.
And I'm excited,
Oh, yeah.
honestly, to talk about this compared
it's
to
been
the
a
rest
good
of them, just because there was a lot of hype because this came out in 2025, and here we are in October 2025, getting ready to talk about this. So let's quickly maybe go around on reactions. Let's start with Eric, and then we'll go to Dave, and then I can close us out.
Yeah. I think we'll for the first
And then we can beat up this
reactions.
movie.
Yeah,
Talk
we'll
about
keep it spoiler free since it is so new and fresh. I mean, it only came out in April.
Yeah, just
of this year, so
right.
General impressions for me coming out of this, loved it. I thought it was great. Beautiful movie. Like we'll get into a lot of the specifics of it, but the way it was shot, a lot of the unique and innovative and first time ever techniques used in a film for this movie as well.
Oh, I'm curious to hear.
But yeah,
You'll have to tell me about that. I don't even. Okay.
Yeah, everything, just the themes. I wish I didn't. I think this is what you do a lot of times, Brandon, is you don't watch trailers before movies. I don't know if you did for this one or not.
I went in so blind.
Okay, because I
didn't know anything about this.
I think that is the way to go for this movie because there's definitely a twist. I don't think that's a spoiler to say that there's a twist. But I think the trailers give that twist away, and the movie sort of hints at some things in the beginning, but it doesn't sort of outright come out with it until later in the movie, like the second act or so. So I loved everything about this movie. It was great. I was glued to the screen the entire time. The 2 hours that it was just flew by. I think the story wrapped up in a very satisfying way. Like, I loved the ending. I loved all the characters throughout it. I love the themes. So yeah, overall, very high on this movie for sure.
I myself am
Hated it. No shit.
I couldn't. No. It's a good movie. There's definitely more pros and cons on my sheet in front of me. I thought I liked the fact that this movie, I don't know, you hear horror movie, I'm using air quotes, and you think it's just like gore and zombies and like running and people just getting eaten and shit. And this had a little more to say than just being a straight horror movie.
Yeah.
Lots of different topics that it covered. All sorts of, the era that it's set in. It's a timepiece from, what is it, 1930s?
Yeah, it's 1932.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way that it kind of blended like a period piece with like some historical stuff, with like music, with supernatural shit, and then like it's got its own social commentary about like, race and art and the way things that were back then. So the fact that it is more than just like zombies eating people and shit like that, fucking awesome. So yeah, shots were super cool. I had a little bit of problem with Michael B playing Michael B and being two people at the same time on the same screen. That was a little fucking weird. Kind of took me out of it.
Really?
Some of the
Okay.
pacing was a little here and there. It took a fucking long time. It seemed like till the action got started and things got moving, it was a fucking more than half of the movie was spent like building up to the shit that goes down. So
okay.
I thought, no, I still think it was a very good movie, but I did have some issues with it here and there. But it's overall, it was a fun watch. Brando, how about you? You're nodding at
Dave,
me.
I couldn't agree more with what you said. I'm probably gonna be a little harsher on this, only because I did see one thing. I didn't see the trailer. I didn't know anything about this movie.
Mm-hmm.
But when I went in, I did know that it had a 97 on Rotten Tomatoes and had a lot of people on the internet saying one of their favorite movies of the year. Now, favorite could also just mean fun. And
Sure.
if you're looking for a fun time with a modern horror, and let's be honest, there's not a lot of black horror out there that is executed very well. There's some, but there's some B movies and they're more comedy. This is style. This has themes. This has a message. This is well acted. It's beautifully shot. Excellent music.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of things going right. But I think it's also kind of a mess of a movie at times, and maybe they wanted to have a From Dusk Till Dawn kind of.
I got that feeling
movie,
too. I haven't seen that movie in a really long
which
time.
I'm not big on that movie.
No.
I don't mind two different movies being in the 2 hour and 20 is what I don't mind that at all. Because they did that with they've done it with other movies. And I'll say that it took too long and it focused on, I think, the wrong people for the first half. My favorite character is Annie. I thought she was the most interesting.
Yeah.
She had the most heart because she had the story of her dead child. And I thought, wow, that they could do something fun with that. And I feel like it didn't really go anywhere, and it just didn't really care for that last scene before credits. I thought that was
Really?
low-hanging fruit just for fun. I thought if they were going to do that earlier. So to me, really good ideas, really good production, but clunky as hell. And I had issues with some of the transitions in the story, pacing, and stuff like that. But it's good. I think it's definitely worth seeing. And I think the modern horror genre is done very well. And I'm just nitpicking this movie, but I don't know about that 97 Rotten Tomatoes. I was really, I would probably give it an 80.
No,
at most.
Interesting.
I'm probably closer to
I'd have to see it again.
Sounds like 80, 85, 90 is our.
Yeah.
Or Eric, would you be above a 90? I don't know.
I mean, I probably 90 or maybe a little above. I really enjoyed this movie, and I think it's interesting because I think the things that you guys had some issues with, I actually liked and thought, and I thought they enhanced the movie and enhanced the story. I'm interested to get more into the conversation a little bit. But I don't know. Should we?
Do you want to? hit up a like a general synopsis of it?
Yeah.
As we start to get into
Well, this is
deeper
spoiler, but
spoiler
Yeah.
territory
let's go
going
over it.
forward.
Like I would say, just go watch this movie without knowing anything, because I think that's what the director wanted you to experience. Like, kind of sit down and hang on for the ride.
Yeah. So yeah, just I mean, general. We're just going over the general story. I mean, not even the general story beats, but just the general plot. I mean, it starts out with this preacher's son. His name is Sammy. Which the opening scene is. I like the opening scene because you don't know what is going on. You know,
Yes.
he rolls up in this car. He's all fucked up. He's beat up.
Yeah,
He's got this half a guitar in his
Yeah.
hand. Brandon, did you?
fucking
Yep.
claw marks on his face.
Yeah, he walks into this
Yeah.
church, goes up to his dad, and yeah, I mean that's the beginning of the movie. So it's I am kind of a sucker for shows and movies that do this. Is they show you the aftermath, and then they go back and show you
Yes.
how it got to that point. Like
The trick is they didn't show you too much of it, though. I
right.
love that part where they're like, you knew
it
something
intrigues
fucked
you,
up
it pulls you
happened.
in. Yeah,
Yes, and
It's
you're
good.
waiting for
It's
the
good.
turning
It's
point of the
also
story
overdone.
when it gets to that. Like,
you could say it's overdone, but it's still, I think it's effective, especially in this movie because you go in not knowing what's gonna happen, and like, I don't know, I again, like Breaking Bad is one of my favorite shows of all time, and they did this a lot where they start the episode
Yeah.
where it's like
To start the
in
season
in the middle of something.
with the crazy.
You don't know
yeah.
what is happening, and then they go back, and then you see how it got to that point. So
Yeah.
I've always liked
Mhm.
that. You could
It's
you
fine.
could say it's overused, but I think it was effective in this movie. But anyways, focuses on this preacher's son, Sammy. His two cousins roll into town. These are the Michael B's, Smoke and Stack.
Michael P.
The Michael B's, which I love
Yeah,
Michael
they're
B. Jordan.
twins.
Which I mean,
I had no issues with this at all.
so
Yeah.
directed by Ryan Coogler, who did Creed, which again, that movie is
Okay.
amazing. I fucking love
Yeah.
that movie.
Black Panther.
Black Panthers, yep, Black Panther, and Wakanda Forever, and he he directed and wrote the first Creed, and I think he was just a writer, or no, he was like just an executive producer on the second and third movies, but I love that first Creed
I need to
movie.
see those really bad.
They're so good. So I was already going in really liking this director and liking Michael B. Jordan a lot. So I think those were kind of two wins for me for this movie right off the bat. So
he was charming.
Yeah, and I think that
Or they.
I know that Dave said it kind of took him out of it. I think at first it was a little jarring, but the way that they sort of differentiate both Smoke and Stack as their own separate characters throughout the movie, I think really worked for me.
I
Dude,
couldn't tell.
I didn't want to admit this. I was fooled for like the first 10 minutes. I'm watching, I'm like, are these the same actor? I thought Smoke was somebody else. I thought Smoke was played by a
He
different
did a
actor.
really
Like,
good
wow, they
job.
got
I think
somebody that looked like.
It's a credit to Michael
he
B's
did it just enough of a
his acting,
personality that if you. Yeah, so I got to give him credit. His acting was really good. I also needed subtitles because they're
I
so
always watch
smooth
the
and
subtitles.
mumbly
Yep.
and quick talking. I had a hard time with the accent. I was like, that's a good accent, but what? I had to like literally rewind a couple scenes just to kind of get some of the stuff he was talking about, building up the jukebox party.
You know, when you first meet him. I mean, one wears red, one wears blue. Is it
Smoke wears blue and Stack
Smoke
is
wears
red.
And he's
Blue
more the chill
and
one,
Smoke, yeah.
and then Stack is the hot-headed one, and he wears red. And then
Is Smoke
as
the
movie.
chill one though?
Yeah.
He shoots those two guys for trying to jack his
Hey,
truck.
he's the chiller of the two. But no,
Smoke,
'cause
Smoke is
I know
more of
they're
a
playing a
business
trick
one,
on
I
me.
guess.
when I see them both on the screen at the same time, I know have a trick being played on me. That's why it was like in the back of my head. I'm like, all right, so like when they're filming this, he's just like turning and talking to nothing, and then he films it again.
See,
and then he like.
I only had that thought
like,
the first time the time they were on screen, but then after that, it's like they're just
Yeah, by the time they
characters
get
in
to
the
the-
movie. They're it was immersive.
when they get to the party, they kind of split up and they kind of do their own things. I thought when they were not in the same. I mean, there's certain parts where like by the time they got into the gin, I kind of like started to forget it, and I kind of just went along with it. But I thought like once they split up, one went into town and one went the other way. It was like, it was back to fucking being Killer Michael B. But I just was looking for the seams in it, trying to see like how did they put this together and how did they
It's
do it? Like I'm
interesting.
looking,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
okay,
thinking more
yeah.
of the production of it, and I'm not like
See,
allowing myself to
I
get
got
into it.
lost in it. That's why I think that's why
You like the
By the time we
story,
get
to
and
the-
the arc, right?
I just got pulled
We get to the
in, you know.
party, but you get to the party, like the story's moving and things are happening. So, but I mean,
Yeah.
I guess if we're gonna round out the plot, I guess.
Yeah, they roll into
They
town.
come back from Chicago. They were running with Al Capone for a little
Right.
bit.
They were
They come back with a
gangsters.
shitload of money.
They're loaded. Yeah, they want to open this juke joint, which is basically just a fucking a bar with good music playing, hanging out, having a good time. So they just they wanted to come back.
And hilarity ensues.
Yeah, exactly, to their hometown, open this place up and make some money. They wanted to make some money.
And that's the first half of the movie.
Yeah, and
that
that's-
all there is the first half.
Right.
The second half is a completely different movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the big question is, do we all think that the handoff was executed well? And then did it grab you as much as that first half did?
It's not that it's so long to do it, because they do introduce a lot of characters. They introduce Mary. They introduce
Annie.
who's Annie? Yes, the wife of Smoke.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Delta Slim, of course.
Delta Slim is a big one. You got to get him in there. They get the band together. They get the bouncer for the juke joint.
Yep.
So there is shit going on, and
Cornbread.
Introduced to it.
Can't forget cornbread.
Yeah.
But there's a definite shift, because like in the beginning they kind of talk about how music can invite evil spirits and stuff like that.
They set it up.
And that Sammy's got his guitar. You kind of get an inkling that something's going to happen.
It's very very
Did
southern.
you guys know this was about vampires?
I did going in. Yes, I did know that. I got. I don't think I was spoiled on it. I don't think that hurt my experience with this movie, that I knew like that there was vampires in it going in. I was just kind of waiting to see how they would introduce those things. And like Brandon said, I mean, that seems like it was one of your issues with this movie, is that like the first third of it was sort of at odds with the rest of it. Is that accurate?
I had an issue with the tone of this movie, and I think it was on purpose. I just didn't agree with the tone, because it's like everything's so cool and everyone's saying the right thing at the right time, and the cameraman goes behind this person, follows them. Everything was just like so smooth, and music's kicking in and everyone's like having a good time. We're gonna have a good time tonight. I'm like, all right, this is cool. It's fine. Cool. Not much world building going on, but I'm learning about the characters, and this is fine. I guess they're making like a party. And then next thing you know, there's like two white people out in the woods, and a random guy just jumps in front of the camera, and he's like on fire, and he's like running away or something like that. I'm like, all right, what is this guy? He's like, why is he doing this? And then I quickly put it together that he was like a vampire or something like that.
Once the natives show up and they're hunting for him.
Yeah,
it makes a lot more sense.
I thought was
when you go back and watch.
And I thought that was lame that they don't come back. I didn't like that. Like I was less interested in
that was
because
weird.
they were the world
agree.
building. Like, why would Native Americans be chasing a vampire with an Irish accent? That's fucking cool. That's a cool concept. And then you got racial divide going on this time. Like, this is all excellent. This is lining up, and then it doesn't get revisited. Instead, it's like clan revenge porn that they do at the end of the movie, which I was like, that's like, I everybody hates that. So you should hate that stuff. I hate that. So I think it's disgusting, but and that's, if there's a good reason, but I had no emotional attachment to that guy selling the building to Smoke and Stack for them to get their revenge and kill him just because he was a racist. But
it was a kind
the
of a
Native
cheap,
Americans chasing this, but the Native Americans chasing after this vampire and trying to help everybody in the area, I thought was more interesting. Like, I was hoping he would go survive and instead hunt down that clan guy, but instead go and join up with the natives and like go looking for other vampires
Well,
that did this to him. But
you
I
gotta
don't
remember
know.
this.
Like
This takes place over one day.
Yeah, one night.
So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the natives
Yeah.
capture the guy. The sun's going down. They go back to their camp or wherever they are. This one night passes, and then
Right.
maybe they show up in the
But
morning and they're
dude,
like,
tell
"Where
me
the fuck's the vampires?"
missed opportunity. If the Klan people rounded up like, oh, go get some black people, and they get in their truck and they show up, but all the black people are all vampires at that time, that would have been a cool scene. Wow, watch all these Klan people get shredded up by vampires. That would have been a
That'd
cool
have been
scene.
pretty
I think
funny
that'd be
too.
more
Yeah.
interesting than him just showing up with a Tommy gun and a shotgun just to get shot. And like that, I thought to me, I just like that. I don't know. Maybe I missed the theme on that, but I'm like, I've seen this before in other movies. I really thought they could have done something really cool with Native Americans, black vampires, white vampires. Like this 1930s time is a great choice too. So I don't know. I was a little disappointed on that. That took back. I didn't really care much for the ending. I didn't not
Yeah,
like it. I just was
yeah,
underwhelmed with
I
the
think
original ideas he was coming up with up until then.
yeah, I think I sort of understood why, I get having a problem with that whole scene where he goes back and, kills all the clan dudes, but I think I think he was sort of planning on, Smoke was planning on not surviving that anyways, because he had, he lost his wife, he lost,
Absolutely.
he had
Without his
he lost his
Oh,
brother,
yeah, of course. He lost his brother.
so
Or
like,
so we think.
right. So, yeah, I don't know. He just wanted to do this one last blaze of glory type thing, which, again, like you said, it might cheapen the other aspects of the story a little bit, but I didn't have a problem with I know you said you had a problem with the like that ending scene where he kind of reunites with Annie and the baby.
I mean, I didn't mind that. I thought that was touching. I was like
Okay.
emotional with that. I'm like, that
Because I
was
like that.
some of my favorite stuff is that they had this dead child that they like a baby. It sounded like it was like a very young child that they lost.
I mean, yeah,
And
it
that
was like
sounds
an infant.
horrible.
Yep.
Yeah, and so there's some heart in this movie, but it's so caught up with like I'm a vampire now. I'm a vampire now, and I'm like they're doing the whole door check thing, which was a cool idea. Like
Yep.
you got to invite a vampire in. Like, all right, I like that's how I knew. I think when I first figured it out, I'm like, oh, the vampire thing where they got to be let in.
I never heard of that. Like that's a
No,
vampire thing.
that's a classic vampire thing.
That's one of the oldest rules.
They can't enter
is that
any house unless they're invited in, like any building.
invited in. You got
Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
Did you ever not watch What We Do in the Shadows?
I've seen an episode or two. I've never.
No, the movie when they
Oh.
all want to go clubbing, so they like go clubbing, but they can't just go into a club. They have to be like invited in. So they're like, hey, can we come in? Or like, what? Yeah. What? Go ahead. Like, dude, you got to see that shit. It's so.
I
Funny.
think I actually, not that I learned it, but it was very prevalent in Vampire Diaries, which my wife and I
Yeah.
watched a lot of.
It's one of the oldest
Fancy.
rules.
Yeah.
Original vampires were more zombie-esque.
Yeah.
They weren't like the glamorous sex things that they were where they're like young and want to just have
Do
sex
they
with everybody.
sparkle in the sunlight?
No, that shit's
No.
new too.
Don't
But
look
one
at
of the
me,
oldest
I
things
sparkle.
was you got to let them in. You got to they ask to be in. So I thought that was cool.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
like, there were some cool ideas,
Mhm.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
What did you think of like one brother being a vampire and one not being a vampire? Because I saw that coming a mile away once the
Right.
vampires are introduced. I'm like, this is going to happen. Just
Oh,
which
see, I
brother will
didn't
it
see.
be?
I kind of forgot about it when he got murdered and Mary goes running out of the house, and then all of a sudden he starts banging.
Why
on the
did she go out of the house?
I don't know.
That was another thing.
Why
These
did he run
vampires
out of the
leave when
house
they
either?
want to leave. I don't know. They leave
Yeah.
there's 100 of them outside of the barn, and there's 5 people inside to fight them off. And I was just like, some of the rules are being broken. Like one can just gang up on a bunch of people and be okay, but when there's like a whole army of them, like I don't know. Are they even dying? I don't even think they can die.
No, not
They
unless
only
you
die
get
when.
not unless you get the stake.
Yeah,
through the
stake
heart.
through the heart or the sun.
But
Yeah.
Michael B kind of smashed his way out of the door, and then he just ran straight out of the house. And I'm like, you could just murder everybody in there and just be done with it.
Yeah, I think I don't know. He probably
Even Mary.
it's their the strength in numbers type thing. Because I mean their whole thing in this one was like, oh, fellowship and love, join us and we'll be a family together forever.
And I
thing.
like that. Like, I thought that was very interesting.
It was a cool concept, for vampires.
I wish they leaned more into that too, like where this Irish guy is talking about how he's dealt with it in his own land. Somebody comes in and they say, no, you got to believe in this. And he's like,
Right.
we don't want to even be like your belief. And it's like, what happened with slavery? Like, these people are living their life. They don't want to be slaves. And like, well, you're a slave. You can live on the field and you can. They're like, this is not a life though. So the false promise that of being a vampire, we're like, oh, but it'll be good. Obviously, is like a metaphor for slavery.
Right, like
hey,
you'll be
it's good to
free
be a
if you're
slave.
with us. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you're never. Yeah, and all that stuff. Freedom. What is real freedom? How we treat Black people in American culture and stuff like that. So, and I love that stuff. I thought it was really good. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I really liked learning about the false promise that he kept making to people. Saying like, yeah, but come on, Black people, you could, you're obviously dealing with racism, but what if you could live forever and not feel pain anymore, and you can kill and stuff, like get these powers to jump in the air for 30 feet and stuff like that. It was a cool concept, stealing the languages and the culture and the music and
that was cool. I
thought that was interesting
like
too.
That. When he started speaking like Chinese to the Beau's wife. Because he was like, he had all of his
fucked up.
Oh yeah, it was fucked up. His memories and all of his knowledge and everything. So they were all connected. It was like a hive mind type thing, which again is a cool concept. But yeah, I kind of appreciated. I mean, jumping a little bit to the ending here. Everyone sort of got their happy ending in a way, if you think about it. So Sammy. He escaped, his life. He got to play music until he was, fucking 80 years old. The rest, his entire life.
Until he was played by Buddy Guy.
Right, exactly, which was awesome.
Crazy.
So he got to spend his life doing what he loved.
Also cool to see that.
Smoke, he got to be with Annie and his child finally. He died and then he, got reunited with them. And then Stack and Mary ended up being able to be together as well, because it was like a forbidden love type thing. Like, you're white, I'm Black, we can't be together. But they both got turned into vampires. Now they can be together forever. So like everybody sort of got their happy ending in a way, which I appreciated, thought was cool. So I thought everything wrapped up pretty nicely with the story itself. And yeah, some of the things you're pointing out, I kind of, looking back on it, I agree with it a little bit. I thought the attack on the barn was cool. It was very cool, like action scene, fight scene. But some of the things were weird, like you said. After they like ran away, like why did they run away? Just some of those weird things that happen. But I think overall I was, pretty happy with and like the transition from the first half to the second half, I didn't really have an issue with, because like I like that they sort of bury the lead and then it becomes this other thing. And like, I wasn't again, I knew that there was vampires in this movie, but I liked how they sort of transitioned to it. And what I mentioned before with like something that's never been done before. Apparently this is the first film ever to utilize a 2.76 by 1 aspect ratio, which is that like ultra wide aspect.
Did you guys notice how
they changed it?
Ratio would change?
Yep,
yeah,
which was awesome.
I
love
changing in the movie.
Yep. So
yeah, dude. So like in a lot of the dramatic scenes, it's very ultra wide.
Yep.
But then when it becomes more of the other movie,
more intimate.
It goes to like
it's the
there was like a 4 by 3 shot at one point.
It's a 1.43 by 1
I had to look
ratio,
at my remote,
which is like the IMAX format. Which, so I know it's a cliche now, that they say like, oh, you know, you're not going to get the same experience watching this at home as you will in a theater. But I think in this case, I think that is
This
true.
probably would have been fun.
I wish I saw this in the theater just for that like
Yeah, this
aspect
is a
ratio.
theater. I can see that.
Seeing that in IMAX would have been
Well, and the
really
music,
cool.
just that
Yes, the
sound
music
production.
was
Because I was watching this
beautiful
movie and I'm
throughout.
like, this music's fucking awesome. I gotta listen.
Yeah.
I gotta listen to this movie. So I switched to headphones. I'm glad I did because the sound production was really good. They really showed up. They 10 out of 10. Fun music.
Yep.
Really cool. Really. There was one scene that was kind of lame, and I'm sorry, maybe I'm just being a white guy here, but when the electric guitar guy showed
You
up,
didn't like that
Yeah.
scene?
the
I
outfit.
loved that
I
scene.
like
That was
that.
awesome.
I didn't like the outfit. I just didn't like the outfit. I knew he was supposed to stand out, showing like the past and the
Yeah, I
present
love
and the
them
future
combining all the
of Black
styles
culture and
together.
music,
Yeah, exactly.
which is great. I just thought his outfit looked ridiculous, but like I didn't know who. Maybe he's somebody, and I don't know. I don't recognize
Have
him.
you
So,
do you
but I was like,
remember
Rick
what
James or something
do you
now.
remember what rock stars looked like in the 80s? I mean, that's what they looked like.
no, I know.
Yeah.
I was just like, that's what they chose, though. I don't know. I was like, give me. I don't know, whatever. But
That's
yeah,
Jimi Hendrix.
every time he came on screen, I was just laughing. I'm like, what is this guy
That whole
wearing,
scene was
dude?
kind of crazy. That's one of those cool long shots. There were a couple really long shots that
Couple
they
long
did
shots,
where
yeah.
like the Asian market where the lady goes across the
Yeah.
street into the other one
See
and
your
comes
daughter?
all the way back. Yeah. But no, back to the music. Like we always say, like having a setting as a character, and it like music itself was almost like not a character, but like a driving force throughout
Absolutely
this whole thing, where it's
yeah.
It was
start
a
to
huge
finish,
part. It was
where
setting the tone.
well, yeah, it like drives the narrative. Like it's part of the story of
Yeah.
how it gives a little bit of like that supernatural kind of thing. And there's a thing to like, I don't know, when you're I don't know, Brandon, you play guitar, when like you're playing an instrument and you go into the zone where like you're not even really like thinking about what you're doing, but you're just kind of like playing and
Takes over.
yeah, and like it kind of gives
Someone's
that
in a trance.
it kind of puts that into like a supernatural twist on it. But like it is a lot in it.
Yeah.
There's like it talks about like the beauty of music, but also the dangers of it, with like, you know, staying all at night, the devil's gonna follow you home kind of stuff.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
it touches into like, I don't know, the cultural appropriation of blues music. Like I think I forget who said the line, like white people, they like the blues, they just don't like people that make the
Del-
blues. They're like
Yeah.
the people that
Del-
make the
I
blues or
think
something like that.
Delta said that.
Something
Yeah,
like
I think it
that.
might
But
have been
it's like
Delta.
it's a I don't know, something that you don't always thinking about. I don't know. It's the same way with like hip hop these days with, you know, you gotta it crosses colors, it crosses generations now. So it's, you know, it's kind of everybody's thing. But it was weird to see this movie after seeing Uzumaki last time because that one was just like what the fuck all over the place, like gross stuff. And this having a story to it, having a start and finish, having like metaphors and
Yeah,
meaning and making, you know, commentary about stuff like that is just
definitely more enjoyable.
yeah, complete
absolutely.
180 from
Yeah.
that side. What else we got here?
Well, hold on, but I don't want to leave the music stuff because I really do think
Please.
that's like the shining star of this. Other than like congratulations to taking like America's racial history and bringing vampires to it. I think that's refreshing. That's a cool concept. But the music, I was just captivated by, and I thought even when the vampires showed up, it's like they're bad, but they sound good.
Yeah,
they
they
sound
do.
awesome.
Hokey,
Like I
Very
want to hang out with
folky.
them.
music.
Yeah.
And like they're killing and they're converting people, but they seem like they're having a good time. They're sharing knowledge, and
dance
they're
scene
good
they
at
did was
music. Like
the vampire dance scene. I'm like, I don't know. I would say a musical, but like
yeah,
that was a weird little intro. I forget what the song was called.
Oh yeah.
it was like
Something about
Rabbit or
not Tommy Down.
they had a
Yeah.
couple songs, but
yeah.
they were cool. It was just cool, and like I like when the villains are not just evil, like in Lord of the Rings, where like, oh, there's an orc. Like, do orcs? How do they even learn language? They're so violent. They look violent. They have teeth like they're gonna be like a violent creature.
They're
Like,
like
how
rings
can
of
they even have
power.
any kind of?
They have
But still, I'm
families
just
and
saying, like,
babies, and they have names and
they
feelings.
they try to show that stuff, but like
I
it's
know,
not,
right?
but it's just like it's absurd that something. It's just like, of course they're going to be evil because look at them. They just behave and look evil. Where in this movie, like they might be vampires, but they're they don't seem threatening
Right?
because
You
they
want to
just want
hang
to
out
play
with them.
music, and music just seems so innocent. Yeah, and I thought that was really cool. But
And then they
I don't
bite your
know.
throat out.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
overall, I thought it was great. It was cool. They did a good job. I'm just nitpicking the some of the transitions, but.
Yeah.
And I
Um,
thought Annie was a great character. I really liked her, and I was super bummed when she got killed. But I knew where they were going. Well, like, she's gonna die. She kept talking about when I die,
Right. To
make sure I
promise me.
stay dead.
Yep, exactly.
So there's a lot of foreshadowing. You could tell who's gonna die. Just some foreshadowing throughout this movie. But
Yeah, and
poor Mary.
there was some
I like Mary.
yeah.
I fell for
Haley's,
her.
yeah.
yep. Haley
Well, let's
Steinfeld.
say
Yep.
straight Josh Allen's wife.
Yep,
Mary.
yep. How's he feel
Haley.
about drooling into another guy's mouth? I don't know about that. That scene was
happens.
That was gross. But yeah, surprisingly, some big emotional beats in this
I
movie.
feel-
Know,
especially for her, because I feel like the way it is now, like us, like color's not really a thing to us. Like
right?
we're regular normal people who just believe in other human beings, but like she was like the only one in the whole movie
Yeah.
that actually felt that way. So I kind of touched, kind of thought the way that she thinks, where like I forget, Sammy asks her like, what are you? And like she said, I'm a human. And she's like, and she really knew the question is like, why are you here? How are you here? How are you the only white
Right.
person here? Like shit like that. But the way that I don't know, she was just another person to them. And if you the way you treat people and the way you act with people and like stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I felt bad because she was the first one to go down, just because she got sent out. She got sent out first.
It was even more sad because like her story, her and Stack's, sort of love story there, like they were together before he left and she was waiting for him all this time. But then he comes back after all these years and he's just a complete asshole to her because he's trying to protect her, like if anybody saw them together, like Stack even says it, like, if anybody saw us together, like they would kill you, So like he set her up with this white husband and this life that she didn't even want. So it's it's just a tragic love story that they can't be together. And like she forces him to say it, like that whole scene where he's like, she's like, say it, and he's like, what do you want me to say? I love you, I wish we could be together, all that stuff. So that was there was some good emotional beats in this movie, which I appreciated.
I think that like Jordan Peele would have knocked this movie out of the park if he worked with
Feels like a
him on
monkey
this
paw
movie.
production.
Yeah.
It's from the studio.
They should team up, him and Ryan Coogler. That'd be awesome.
Oh my god, absolutely. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Let's not forget the real emotional feat of this movie when Sammy Moore invents going down on a chick.
Oh yeah.
A thing that will be passed down for generations.
Well, he didn't invent it. Stack's the one that told him how to do it. He's like,
oh, did he?
Yeah, he was giving him the advice on how to go down on a woman.
Must have missed that part.
Yep, like I think he was talking to him in the car, like about that, and he's like, so Sammy, when he got to that point, he's like, I just gotta let me try something.
I like that scene. I like the scene of the cousins hanging out separate from each other, and Sammy and Smoke they were together.
Sammy and Stack were in the car together.
Sammy and Stack were together, and Stack's lying about the guitar, but like Sammy's eating it up. He's just like idolizes his cousins, and he just wants to be he's just following his lead. And he's showing off his guitar skills, and he's like blown away.
I know, I love that part. Yeah,
that was a good scene.
I was like, that was cool. Like you could tell that this actor is also a musician, and that was really awesome. Just performance, and I was like, stuff like that really grounded the movie. Like, oh man, fuck yeah, black people really can fucking bring soul to music so well. And I love this concept of like, but don't be so talented that the devil catches your attention, because that's what they wanted, right? Was they wanted his ability to play music that good or something. I don't know
Yeah, because
why they wanted him, but
oh yeah, like the music attracts them, and like since they're all sort of like hive mind thing, if they were able to convert him to to be with them and to be a vampire, they could all share that music and that
Okay.
talent. So yeah,
Fucking
yeah, I don't
cultural
know.
appropriation.
Super talented.
yeah,
By
down
vampires.
or by
God
vampires.
damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
But yeah, man.
That was that scene you were saying, Eric, when he's playing the guitar in the car and Michael B's just like blown away. Like you can't
Love
help
that.
but bring a smile to your fucking face. To just
Well, he's
see,
playing
like,
it, and then you could tell Stack's like, okay, he's pretty good, and then he starts singing, and Stack's like, gives him a look like, oh shit, this kid
Holy
is for
shit.
real. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
We're gonna make some money.
Yep.
Miles Caton, I believe.
Yeah.
The cat's name.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
looking at him a little bit last night, and there wasn't much about him, but he has like an Instagram and some songs out there, so he's a legit
Great voice,
musician.
yeah.
Yep.
Like he's got one acting credit on his IMDb, and this is it. So I don't know where he came from or whatever, but yeah,
Yeah, it's really,
he's a
really
good one.
cool.
I hope he's seen in more stuff.
I like the Delta. What's his name? Delta Slim.
Delta Slim, yeah.
Yeah.
Another great character. Really liked him. Died a hero's death.
Yeah, he sacrificed
know.
himself so everybody could get away.
Yeah. Yeah. But I really liked him. Good one-liners. Quick with the jokes. Wisdom.
Wise old man.
Wise old
Right.
man. Yeah. Fucking cool.
Yeah, right.
Does anybody smell that? I think I shat my pants. Delta.
That was
fucking guy.
good. That was
And they got
great-
yelling at
great
him for
line.
being drunk, and he wasn't drunk, and then he's it was all over.
Yep.
It was funny how when Stack is going around and like collecting people, how he's like so charismatic at talking people into getting what he wants.
Oh yeah,
Like between
both of them
the
are.
store owners and getting the food, getting Delta on board, picking up cornbread to come like it's very charming. Those two Michael B. Jordans.
Yep. Yeah.
Can't help it.
Yeah, this would be a great 2-player co-op game.
That
Just
would be
saying.
cool. Smoke and Stack.
That'd be cool. Hell yeah, dude. You fighting zombies and the clan members? Fuck yeah, that's a great video game right there.
It's basically it could just be like a Wolfenstein type game, co-op. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But anything else we want to say about this one before we wrap up here?
No,
No,
I just-
go watch it.
Yeah, it's great. It's on it's on
lived up
HBO
to the
Max. Yep.
like it didn't like completely blow my mind, but it lived up to all the fucking hype. Like it was definitely. And it's nice to see original horror stuff. Like I've never seen something like it, but like seeing something of this kind of ilk, and that they're combining so many different genres and commentaries into a horror flick, which is usually just like jump scare, blood and guts, blah. Like compare it to like Event Horizon that we saw a couple months ago. That was just like
just like
space
horror
suspense
porn. Yeah. So
yeah,
I agree. Very a lot of critics have called it like genre bending, which I really agree with. It's not your average run of the mill horror movie. There's a lot of heart. They introduce the supernatural stuff, but I think there's a purpose for it, especially how it ties in to the music and like the Southern folklore, and the obviously the situation in America at the time with Black people. So I think it sticks the landing on a lot of different things and a lot of different themes. So definitely glad that we picked this one up to watch.
Great choice by me.
Was that you? I thought it was like a collective.
I think we all wanted to see it anyway.
Yeah, we are all.
I've been wanting to see this one for a while.
Yeah, we knew we were gonna watch this. What's next then? Alice in Borderlands?
Alice
Season
in
2?
Borderland. Back to fucking Borderlands.
Yep.
Damn.
That's how we're wrapping up
6
Shocktober
episodes,
here.
right?
That's right.
Something like that, yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, should be a good
Excited.
one.
Okay.
It's been a loaded month. put on a lot of miles on our nomad travels this month.
Definitely. Yep.
Yeah, we were all around the world.
Yep. We're in
Video games, TV
19,
shows,
1930s
movies,
America
miniseries.
right now. Now we're going to Japan. I guess it's in the
Back to
future
Japan.
technically. Is it modern day? I don't
modern
know.
day. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's
all
modern
right.
day.
But yeah, it should be fun. I'm excited to get back into the Borderlands. But yeah, if you want to join us or have any other suggestions for any other spooktacular movies we should watch, you can join our Discord, nomadsfantasy.com/Discord. We got all kinds of channels in there talking about video games, movies, anything you can imagine. If you like,
Art, memes.
yeah, all kinds of stuff.
The more Faramir memes we can bring into the Discord.
Yeah, lots of that's probably the last.
Dude,
Lord of the Rings memes is
so good.
Dude, Lord of the Rings memes are the best. They're better than Star Wars memes, and Star Wars memes are good, but I'm really liking the Faramir, Boromir memes just never get old.
always good. Always get a chuckle.
Always.
Even if I don't fully understand all the ones you post, I still appreciate them. So if you appreciate Lord of the Rings memes, please join our Discord. nomadsfantasy.com/Discord. Yeah, go to the nomadsfantasy.com for all your nomad needs. Whatmapgame.com for your daily video game map guessing game. And youtube.com/@nomadsfantasy for the video versions of the podcast. But I think that's all we got for you for this week of Shocktober. And next week we will wrap up Shocktober with Alice in Borderland Season 3. So please look forward to that. And as always, safe travels, nomads.